Hello. How is everybody doing today? I am doing well. Just thought I'd hop on here and do a little bit of chalking. Let's look right. Hey, guess what? Tomorrow, Wednesday, July 15th, at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, our new catalog launches. And it's pretty awesome. I made a list. There's so much stuff in there that I want. I made a list. Matter of fact, my list is so long, I'm going to have to audit my list. Or edit my list. One or the other. And then I'll probably have to edit my edited list because I want just about everything in the catalog. And, you know, I'm going to have to go slow and take my time getting it. But, like I said, it launches in the morning at 9 o'clock Mountain Time. I'm going to post the link in this video if you would like to go to my chalk site and check it out. And you can do that as well, because there are some other things that are customer facing on there, like our new Try Me kits. You need to check them out. But tonight I am going to be doing a little chalk therapy, because even though we got new stuff coming, there's still stuff in the spring summer catalog that I haven't chalked yet, and I need to get on that, because soon I'm going to have to get started, even though it's only July, get started on working on fall, Halloween, Christmas stuff. Because for crafters, this is the holiday season. Hey Lori, how are you? Thank you for joining me. But anyway, I am going to use the Unsinkable Collection Floral Script pattern tonight, and I am going to be putting it on, let me get it out of here. I'm going to be putting it on this big wooden M. My daughter-in-law gave me this M because she didn't know what to do with it. But I'm going to chalk it because we chalk everything, let's be honest. And then I might be giving it away. I don't know. My name doesn't start with an M. Neither my first name nor my last name. So if you think you might want this, just say me in the comments. And I may be doing a drawing tomorrow to give this away. Okay, so let's get started chalking. The first thing I am going to do is I'm going to write on the back of it, because our transfers are reusable. But you need to make sure that when you put them back on the backer sheet, you put them on the right side, because one side has a matte finish, the other side has a hi Marcus, thanks for joining me. The other side has a glossy finish, and you need to make sure that you're always putting it on the glossy side, because if you put it on the wrong side, it's going to adhere really well, and you risk stretching or ripping your transfer. I know, right? You risk stretching or ripping your transfer when you try to pull it off again. So we always write on the back. The second thing that I'm going to do is what we call fuzzing. I was struggling trying to get that off the backer sheet because I couldn't get my thumbnail under it. But not to worry, because in our new catalog we have a pokey tool. That's not what it's called officially, but it will help me get under this and get this up. Actually, I think it's called a detail tool. But I'm going to do what we call fuzzing. And the reason we fuzz is, again, these transfers are very, very sticky. So I want to put a little bit of lint on the back of it so that it won't stick too well. Because again, you risk stretching or ripping the transfer. So I'm just going to flip it over on my fuzzing cloth, and these are Chalk Couture fuzzing cloths. We have a little bit of everything, guys. You name it, we got it. And the funny thing is, like I said, we got a new launch coming out tomorrow, and one of the things that I had planned on doing was door tags. So I had bought a bunch of door tags, and lo and behold, we've got door tags in our new catalog. So note to self: don't go shopping right before a new launch. Now you see my transfer folded over on itself right here in the corner. If that happens, don't freak out. Just gently work it apart. And if it sticks really bad and you're struggling trying to get it apart, just put it in some water and it will come apart. So this is one of the bigger transfers. It's not the biggest, but it is one of our bigger transfers. So if you're not careful, they like to fold over on themselves. Now I did wax this because it is wood. Hey Wanda, how you doing? Good to see you here. I did wax it because it is wood, and wood tends to really absorb the paste, and these transfers, especially when they're brand new, likes to really stick to wood. So I put a little bit of wax, and I just used I had just bought some wax. I used Kiehl's wax, but guess what? We've now got wax in our new catalog. All the things that we've been using from third-party companies, Chalk Couture is like, maybe they need that. And they have come out with it. So this is a pretty awesome company to be a part of. And if anybody out there is looking for a side gig, I would recommend Chalk Couture. I've been doing this for 2 years. I started because I was on a live and another lady showed it in her live, and I became a independent designer that very night, and I have not regretted it at all. So I'm just going to lay this on my M, and I am going to be doing this in black velvet. This is the chalk paste. We have inks also. Our chalk paste goes on wet, but they dry hard, and they are water soluble. So depending on what kind of surface you have them on, if you decide you want to remove them, or if you make a mistake, you can wash it off and start all over again. And our inks are permanent. So if you're using an ink, you're going to have to heat set it to make it permanent. But the chalk paste, if you want it to be permanent, you will have to seal it with some kind of sealer. I use just a Krylon sealer. I don't seal a lot of stuff because I tend to use my surfaces over and over again for demos. Now, I'm just going to smooth this out really well because you want to make sure that you don't get paste under your, you want to make sure that you don't get paste under your transfer, because you could have a bleed and you don't want that. And then I'm going to stir my paste up. Hey LaQuandra, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. And you can see this is a little bit thick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spritz it with just a little water. Now when you use water in your paste, make sure that you use distilled water. You do not want to put tap water, because for whatever reason, I don't know the science behind it, whatever's in your water could possibly cause your paste to mold. So just make sure you use distilled. Now it doesn't take a whole lot of paste. So I'm going to take my stir stick, and you want your paste to be the consistency of like cake batter or yogurt or whatever. So I'm just going to take my stir stick and I'm just going to plop it on here. And I'm not going to have to cover this whole thing because I'm only using a small area of it. And it's kind of like a waste of time to do the whole transfer if you're not needing the whole transfer. So I'm just going to put this on here. And then I am going to take my squeegee. This is our small squeegee. It is silicone, so it's very flexible. It's very flexible. If you, for whatever reason, doesn't have a squeegee, you can use a silicone spatula. But make sure if you use anything other than these that it is, again, flexible. Because if it's too rigid, you could tear your transfer. Now, I'm just going to spread this out. And you're going to work kind of fast with the paste because, again, it is paste and it dries rather quickly. When you're working with our inks, you have more time because the inks don't dry as quickly. So I'm going to just get this on here and get it spread out really well. And then I'm going to take off the excess and put it back in my jar to use for another time. Because like I said, you don't have to use a whole lot. You just want to make sure that you completely cover your surface. Take off the excess, put it back in my jar. You want to make sure you don't leave any lines because you don't want lines in your project. We got a lot of new Christmas and Halloween and Thanksgiving stuff coming out in this catalog that we're releasing tomorrow. I can't hardly wait. I love Christmas. I love making stuff for the holidays. All right, I'm going to just put that back in there. And I'm going to put my lid on my jar so that I don't knock it over and make a mess. Then I'm going to pull back my transfer. Now, when you pull your transfer back, you want to pull it from top to bottom. You don't want to pull it at an angle because you don't want to stretch it. And then I'm going to lay it back on my backer sheet until I get around to washing them. When I clean these, all I do is put them in the sink under running water and use, what did I do with my backer sheet? And use our board transfers. And I'll show that to you in just a second. Let me get this back on this backer sheet before I fold it up completely. And I laid it on my arms and now I got paste all over my arm. But like I said, I just put it under running water and rub it down with our board transfer. Now, I use a blow dryer to dry mine. And it doesn't take long to dry because, again, this is paste. And there it is. I'm only going to do one side. I'm not doing both sides. But there it is. That's how quick. Hey, Sabrina. Thanks for joining me. That's how quick and easy our product is to use. Now, I'm going to dress this up just a little bit. And like I was saying, I really don't have a use for a big M. So if anybody's interested in winning this, just comment me. And I'll do a drawing tomorrow. And I'm going to give this away. Because I got a lot of stuff here where I've done demos and I've just been holding on to them. And I'm getting ready to do even more demos. I need to let some stuff go. So if you think you might want this, just say me in the comments. And I'm going to do a drawing. Now I'm going to make a little bow for this. I'm going to use a little bit of teal. Some buffalo plaid. A piece of lace. And I'm just going to squinch it up in the center and tie it off. So what's everybody else been up to today? Let me know. Oh, Sabrina, you want it? Okay, girl, I'll put your name in the drawing. And I wish you luck. I got paste all over my hand where I laid that transfer on me. But that's okay. Like I said, it's water soluble, so it will come off. So there's that. Let me trim this. And I'm going to trim my bow. And then I'm going to add some beads to it. Not a lot, just a handful. And not even a handful, really. I got 6 beads here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to string them on this little cord and tie a knot in it so they stay on here. And I'm just going to string them on this cord. Now, a lot of times I will color my beads, and I actually color them with our chalk paste. I water it down and I pour it in a little jar, and then I put these in there and shake it up, and that's how I color them. So they match my projects perfectly when I decide to use them like that. I'm kind of knot here so these 3 will stay where I put them, because I want the other 3 to stay on the other end. And I don't think I need it quite this long. And then I am going to tie them to the bow. I'm going to try, and I don't know how successful I'm going to be, but I am going to try to start doing my lives at the same time every day. Well, maybe 5 days a week, maybe. That way you all will know, because somebody reached out to me the other day, said, when are you going live? And I'm like, oh, sometime today. But I know, and I've been saying it for some time, I need to come up with some kind of... You playing catch up on your shows, girl? I hear you. I don't do a lot on TV or anything. I'm a reader. But I understand about catching up. But anyway, I'm going to try to go live at the same time every day. And that way you all know when I'm on and you can join me, because I enjoy having somebody to talk to when I'm doing this. I can't seem to get this one in here. I'm going to have to do it like this. Might have to tie some tape around the end. Because this piece wants to unravel. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape on the end of my string. So if you're ever trying to thread a bead and you're having a problem, you working work videos, Wanda? That's always fun, right? If you ever have a problem threading beads, just put a little tape on the end of it. And that should help make it easier to get it in here. Although, I don't know, I'm struggling with this little bead right here. I don't know if it's me or the bead. Probably me. But I am struggling. I got 5 on here and this last one just don't want to go. I don't know. But I'm going to win this battle. The battle of the bead. Maybe. Or I'm going to give up. You know what? I'm going to tie this off and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish my project. And I'll come back later on and put another bead on it maybe. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take the bead and I am going to wrap it around my bow and loop it through the loop because I want it to dangle off my bow like so. And then I'm going to trim up my edges of my bow and make them like a dovetail. I think that's what it's called. And that finishes my edges. And then I am just going to glue it to the corner of my M. Put my glue down, and to finish it off, I have one little flower that I'm going to put in the middle of it. And that finishes it. There it is. Like I said, if you think you might want this, then comment me in the comments, and I'll put your name in a drawing, and I'll be drawing tomorrow. And I'll get back with you. I'll try to be back here about the same time to give this away. Like I said, my name is Linda Bullard. I am an independent chalk couture designer. And if you think this is something you might be interested in doing, or you know somebody that might, just share my page. Please. Thank you, LaQuanda. Thank you, Wanda. Share my page. Follow me on Instagram at Chatting and Chalking. Join my VIP page at chattingandchalking.com. Or just come back to this whenever I'm here and hang out with me, because I really enjoy having you here. I'm going to call it an evening. And I'll see you guys later. And have a good night, evening, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. Bye-bye.